This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Pop that champagne, let's go, there it is. I've been waiting all morning for this, and we finally have our roster moves that the Edmonton Oilers have needed to make for the past few weeks now. And yes, sirree, woo-wee, we've got two kids coming up from the farm. Now, this isn't the huge pop the champagne Evan Bouchard's up here quite yet, but you're going to see in a second who's up here. So if you're new to the channel and you're like, ooh, maybe I should stay here for the Oilers news, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, as of 11:48, let's say, the Oilers have recalled forward Kailer Yamamoto and defenseman William Lagesson from the Condors. Now, the other side too, I know I had some questions asked. I was going to do a video in and of itself, but I didn't want to miss this news. Defensemen Brandon Manning and Marcus Granlund both cleared waivers and have been assigned to the Bakersfield Condors. So, ladies and gentlemen, woo! There we go. You know what? Everybody's panicked. Oh my God, the Oilers need to make a roster change. This is not going to work. Panic, Peter Shirley, panic button, all that stuff. This is what I've been saying. This is what I've been saying for the past few weeks now. Obviously, I did the video. I said it's time to call up Tyler Benson. The Oilers decided to go with option B, Kailer Yamamoto, which, ladies and gentlemen, is not a bad option B whatsoever. And you know what? Realistically, I think one thing that definitely went out there and, well, changed his fortunes instead of calling up Tyler Benson yesterday is the fact that Yamamoto went into that game last night against the Stockton Heat and drew quite a few penalties. I think at one count there was 3 penalties drawn by Yamamoto in last night's Bakersfield Condors game. So Condors fans, I'm sorry, he's not going to be there for New Year's Eve, but we'll keep him in good hands against the New York Rangers on New Year's Eve, let me tell you. And defenseman William Lagesson, he's called up as well to be our, well, 7th defenseman, but it's looking likely he's actually going to probably skate in his first Oilers game of the season if Matt Benning isn't all ready to go by Wednesday or Tuesday morning. That would be Tuesday morning, correct? Tuesday the 31st? Yes, sirree. There we go. The day of which I'm probably not going to be able to watch Kailer Yamamoto and William Lagesson in an Oilers uniform because I will be out celebrating New Year's Eve. Hopefully catch the game at the bar or somewhere, but good luck to me with the friends I'm going with, I guess you could say. Alright, so shall we get to this, ladies and gentlemen? You know the news. You know what's up. You know what's going on. The Oilers have shuffled the deck, and this is exactly what you want to know. And here you go. Jack Michaels, 26 seconds ago. I literally opened Twitter and it refreshed itself. 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points in 23 games with Bakersfield this year. Lagesson with 3 goals, 5 assists, 8 points in 21. Yamamoto has managed 1 goal, 4 assists, 5 points in 26 games in 2 previous NHL looks. And, well, Lagesson is again looking to make his NHL debut. That all according to Jack Michaels, your play-by-play voice of the, well, of where? The Edmonton Oilers, that's where. So shall we get to this? This is what we need to get to is a little bit of the stats on Bakersfield.com or BakersfieldCondors.com. Let me get that correct. Whew, brutal. Early mornings, I guess you could say. Kailer Yamamoto, as mentioned, 16 points in 23 games. Don't look at the plus minus. If you're looking at the plus minus for this Condors team, guys, you are looking in the wrong spot. They have been decimated by injury. Almost everybody's a minus, so you think it's going bad in Edmonton, think about how it's going in Condors land, and you should be smiling on how it's going in Edmonton. For Kailer Yamamoto, only 16 penalty minutes in 23 games played. That's a huge get because, you know what, he's a guy who plays a lot of minutes down there and gets the job done and doesn't take that many penalties. That's good. Now, this actually gives the Oilers a secondary power play threat, or maybe, hold on, the Oilers will be smart enough to take Nuge off the power play and throw Yamamoto and, well, throw Yamamoto on the first power play unit. Sorry, I got distracted by my phone dinging. Yamamoto on the first power play unit and get, of course, Nugent Hopkins leading that second power play unit. That's what I've been asking for a while. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, what else do you need to know? William Lagesson, 21 games played. He would have more games played if he hasn't spent parts of the season up in Oilers land. Of course, being our 7th defenseman when Manning was injured, being our 7th defenseman when what was it? Larson was in, like he's been up here for our seventh defenseman to start the year. I think he was up here when Persson was injured. It's been a mess for William Lagesson with flights this year, but he's only a -1 in 21 games. So I'm telling you, don't look at the plus minus, but if you want to look at it, -1 for Lagesson. So something right there. 16 penalty minutes as a defenseman in 21 games, not bad. And he has 40 shots on net this season, so you like to see that. He's a guy who's going to shoot that puck twice a game. That's not a bad go. And of course, for Kailer Yamamoto, he has 43 shots, so not complaining too much in a .7 points per game for Kailer Yamamoto. Now the other side too is we do need to do the hockey DB and or hockey reference and get you kind of up to date on what Kailer Yamamoto's done in the NHL to this point. As Kailer Yamamoto archive, not what I'm looking for. Kailer Yamamoto hockey reference. There it is. Bingo. It was the first search result. So Yamamoto's played a total of 26 games, as Jack Michaels mentioned. He had 9 games played, 3 assists in those first few games as a 19-year-old for the Oilers in 17-18. Guys, we got a little bit way too excited about Yamamoto being a late first-round pick and having 3 assists in 9 games played. But then, you know what? It all steps up to this, well, you know what? Second year where it was kind of a dud. Remember, we started with Ratty, Puljujärvi, and Kailer Yamamoto as our top 3 right wingers for that season. Zach Kassian was somehow the 4th out of the bunch of 4. Don't ask me how, don't understand. We really clown around with trying to understand our players sometimes, and Zach Kassian, one of them, last year at the beginning of the year. 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points, a -6 for Kailer Yamamoto in those 17 games that year. He was averaging 13 minutes and 4 seconds time on ice. I think now that he's more of a seasoned pro, right, Kailer Yamamoto, now into his 21-year-old season. I'll give you the days. He's 21 years old and 91 days. Like a small guy like him, he's 5'9" or 5'8", 153 pounds. I'm sure that's a little bit updated, probably closer to that 160-pound ratio now. But guys, we saw it last year against Zdeno Chara in the beginning of the year, what Kailer Yamamoto can do with his size or lack thereof, and that's huge for us. So that's one thing I'm really looking forward to seeing Kailer Yamamoto do, is has he figured out how to use his size to his advantage more so than he has in previous years. Now obviously he's still got the great speed, he's still got a good shot, he's still a good playmaker. Kailer Yamamoto, if he can round it out, he's pretty much what you'd have in a Johnny Gaudreau down south in Calgary land. Obviously not the sniper degree, but Kailer Yamamoto maybe the opposite side of what Gaudreau doesn't have in his playbook, and that benefits the Oilers, especially a guy like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins who needs that feed, right? You think what we've been doing for the past few weeks now is we've been saying, oh, everybody needs to feed off Nuge, right? If Nuge passes to them, they need to shoot. Maybe the solution is not Nuge passing. Maybe the solution is Nuge shooting, and having Kailer Yamamoto in there who can pass and then go to the front of the net and squeak by somebody might just be that solution, especially with James Neal. Now, the only scary part about this is the Oilers typically have had a problem mismanaging prospects. Okay, fine and dandy, great. Yeah, I understand. Well, what do they do here? Do they actually play him on the first line, second line in the top 6, or do they play him in the bottom 6 and hope to get some results from him in limited minutes? I'm hoping Dave Tippett's letting the horse ride and letting Mr. Kailer Yamamoto get out there, play some big minutes with either McDavid on the power play or with Nugent-Hopkins on that second line, and see if we can spark this team. This is what this is meant to do. You don't just call up Kailer Yamamoto because you need a forward. Okay, we've got Brad Malone, we've got Joseph Gambardella, we got Josh Curry, we've got a bunch of other guys you can call up instead of calling up one of the highly touted prospects in the farm system. Am I disappointed it's not Tyler Benson? Yes. But am I excited to see Kailer Yamamoto again? Guys, go back. Look through the archives of Dolynny TV. I promise you, you will find a video of Kailer Yamamoto in his junior years recorded by me at Rexall Place. So let's not pretend I'm not a big fan of Kailer Yamamoto too, alright? That's just fair points for anyone that's sitting here saying why I'm not excited that it isn't Kailer Yamamoto. Alright. Let's move on. William Lagesson. Nothing to report in the NHL, but William Lagesson, guys, A lot has been said about him, and realistically, I'm not going to sit here and spew everything that the Oilers have said about William Lagesson. I want to see Wild Bill go out there and just perform, right? I want to see him get in there, slot up next towards Chris Russell, and see what he's got. Because William Lagesson, guys, this is one guy I keep forgetting every time we're trying to factor in how the Oilers defense sets up next year. William Lagesson, this is his time to kind of say, hey, remember me for next year. So that's going to be the interesting part on William Lagesson, is I really want to see what he brings to this Oilers team, whether it be a game, whether it be 2 games, whether it be 0 games, because realistically, he's probably going to be up here for just New Year's Eve based on the way his season's gone so far. But that said, if he has a good New Year's Eve game, if he does indeed get to play, then, ladies and gentlemen, snip, snap, snoop, not Kailer Yamamoto, Caleb Jones, wrong CK whatever. Caleb Jones probably gets the send down to Bakersfield, or maybe Ethan Bear. I'm not saying that he 100% deserves it, but there's a couple of things to be worked on. And you send one of those 2 defensemen down, and you get William Lagesson some extended playing time once Matt Benning gets back in the lineup. Guys, let me know. What are your thoughts on this Edmonton Oilers move today, bringing up Kailer Yamamoto and William Lagesson, sending down officially Brandon Manning and Marcus Granlund to the minors. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. I will catch you in the next one.